Hey, what's up guys? This is Nick at barbend.com. Today I'm going to be trying out the whey protein isolate from Elivate Nutrition, Proform. So Elivate Nutrition is a Colorado-based company and they've got quite a following among functional fitness athletes, although they also sponsor a few strong women athletes as well. On their blog they've got a pretty impressive variety of articles about CrossFit and also nutrition, recipes, fitness articles and more. And their product line contains branched-chain amino acids and some creatine as well. This here is a standard whey protein isolate, although it's a little bit different in that it has added branched-chain amino acids to it. So I'm going to take a look at that in a minute, but first I'm going to try out the chocolate flavor with some 2% milk. This is delicious, yeah. It's quite sweet. I will say it doesn't mix super well. The ingredients list doesn't contain any lecithin, which normally helps things to mix. So it's a tiny bit granular, although I wouldn't call it clumpy. And the flavoring it tastes like milk chocolate. It tastes like a bar of Cadbury milk chocolate, to be honest. This contains, while this is a grass-fed whey isolate, it does nonetheless contain the artificial sweeteners sucralose and artificial flavors as well. So while it is not a completely naturally flavored product, I will say the artificial flavors come together to make something that really tastes a lot like chocolate. Okay, so now I'm going to try the chocolate flavor with water. This is really good with water, which is very unusual for a whey protein. Even for artificially flavored whey proteins, they seldom taste good with water. I gotta say, this goes down really, really well with water. I'm impressed. So let's take a look at the nutrition label. One scoop has 100 calories, so it's pretty low in calories. You get 24 grams of protein, 1 gram of carbohydrate, which is sugar, and 0.5 grams of fat. So that is a very impressive macronutrient split. It's a whey isolate, so that might be expected by some folks. Nonetheless, super low in carbs and fat. Besides that, there's not a lot to talk about in terms of nutrition. It's about middle of the road for sodium, relatively low in sodium, honestly. It's about 3% of your daily intake with 60 milligrams. And it's also got 10% of your daily calcium, which is relatively high for a protein shake. So just take a quick look at the ingredients. The first ingredient is of course whey protein isolate. That is an extra low carb, low fat version of whey concentrate. This comes from grass-fed cows as well, grass-fed cows in America, and they have not been treated with bovine growth hormone, which is pretty important to some people. Then you've got some cocoa, natural and artificial flavors, xanthan gum, that's just a thickener and a stabilizer. Then there's some sucralose, which is also called Splenda, the artificial sweetener. Some extra branched-chain amino acids, leucine, isoleucine, and valine. And then finally, there are two digestive enzymes in here, papain and protease. And it's possible that those could help you to digest the protein a bit better, possibly help to reduce like stomach cramps and things like that, which some people experience with protein powder. So that's a maybe, but nonetheless, those digestive enzymes could be a good thing for some folks. Now, as far as the price goes, this tub here is about 2 pounds, and in this you are going to get 33 servings for $57. So that comes to $1.73 per serving, or 7.2 cents per gram of protein. That is a bit more expensive than your standard whey proteins like Gold Standard and Isopure and things like that, which are closer to 4 cents per gram of protein. 7.3 here, but it is worth emphasizing this is a grass-fed whey isolate. So for grass-fed whey isolate, it's about middle of the road. A little bit more expensive than usual. Normally they're like 6.5 cents per gram, but nonetheless, 7.3, it's not too bad. There are a few things that I really liked about Proform. Number one, I really did like the taste. Even with water, it was very tasty, and that's super unusual among protein powders. The cows are also grass-fed, which is very important to some folks. They haven't been treated with bovine growth hormone either. There's also no acesulfame potassium in here, which is a super common artificial sweetener in supplements that some people really try and stay clear of. The digestive enzymes I mentioned as well. For some people, like anecdotally, that can improve digestive discomfort, potentially. And then finally, there are the extra branched-chain amino acids too. The evidence is a little bit mixed as to whether or not that actually does increase protein synthesis better than just regular whey protein on its own. But there are some studies that suggest as much, and for some people, it's really important to have that extra leucine in there, so that could be good news. So just a couple things you might not be quite so crazy about with this product. Number one, it is relatively expensive. It's certainly pricier than just conventional whey protein powders. Even for a grass-fed whey isolate, there are cheaper options out there if price is really important to you. This has also been artificially sweetened with Splenda, so while it doesn't contain any acesulfame potassium, which is a little bit more controversial, nonetheless there are a lot of people that try and stay clear of sucralose. And finally, there is a notice that this product does contain soy. A lot of people, especially paleo people, do try and steer clear of soy in all of their supplements. So if you don't like soy, that could be an issue for you. Okay, so those are my thoughts on Proform, the whey isolate from Elivate Nutrition. For the full review, just Google Barben plus Elivate Nutrition Proform.